Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, October 7, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call tomorrow night, Wednesday, October 8th, after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're in a comfortable position. No outside distractions. Relaxed into the body, still as a statue, and focusing on your breath rising and falling. Many things are shifting at a rapid, hyper velocity and accelerating. When you step away from all of it, you step outside of it, you step away from the mind, and when you do that, you see a lot more, you take in a lot more. And plus you're not judging and you're not analyzing and you're not dissecting and anything like that. You're not supposizing, guessing, projecting. You're just viewing, taking it all in. And what we're witnessing is a massive shift of frequencies into a much higher realm. And I know that right now when people, if you're in it and you look at it and you're in it and you're interacting with it through ego mind, you can't, there's no way you can detect or identify that because it's just a hodgepodge of mixed up stuff, remnants of old frequencies and low energies. You can tell that they're not new, they're just remixed and thrown out again. So they're not new. You can feel the dankness of the frequencies that have hung around on this planet for a very long time. Now they're dissipating and waning. And when you look at this stuff from outside, again, through heart, mind, and outside, not ego, mind, and inside, you see it as clear as a bell. You see it. It isn't a confusion at all. You see the old, antiquated frequencies of aggression, destruction, harm, physical harm. But it doesn't have the power that it once had. It doesn't carry the power. And this is why they have to, the orchestrators of exciting and aggressiveness, they have to keep putting in new things, basically retread information, so that it occupies the people more. So where is it heading? Well, we are moving into freedom from the mind as a species. And you can picture it this way. When you look at the mind right now, you're basically controlled by the mind. Mind's an illusion. We're not talking about the brain and the physical body. We're talking about the mind. And the mind, since it's an illusion, and its assistant, which is the ego, helps it. And we realize that this combination is an illusion. And then we also become aware why it's there. So it's there so that we learn and we experience from it. And then eventually we get to the point, just like anything, you practice and you embrace and you become more aware, then you're able to master things. It's just like a plumber. Plumber works and works and works and learns more and more and more and eventually perfects his or her trade and then becomes a master plumber who then brings in apprentices under him or her to learn. And then eventually they become, if they choose, master plumbers. Same with a carpenter, same with just about all trades. And this is what we're doing. We choose, not everybody chooses, but we're choosing to master the formula of moving from ego mind to heart mind. And then, by moving into heart mind, we are able to use the heart mind to master the ego mind. And then the ego mind's always looking for is peace, so it'll come in and eventually discover that all along the peace was within and that it is a part of it. That's all this is about. It's about mastering different things. You master the art of manifesting, then you realize that you've got to stay in heart mind. You can't leave heart mind, go into ego mind. That's when you end up suffering, get disappointed in most cases. So you go into heart mind. You then master ego mind. Ego mind then eventually becomes no more. You then are in the pilot seat where you basically can direct your high energies to the universe and identify what it is that it is you want. Okay? And this is what we're doing. And it's all by choice. Okay? Our whole context here is to learn and experience. It isn't, it's like, imagine if everything was done for you from start to finish, right? Everything. You didn't do anything. You didn't learn anything. You didn't experience. You learn and experience, but on a much lighter scale. But you don't learn any of the heavy-duty stuff because it's done for you. Imagine if you just, all of a sudden, you were highly spiritual, had evolved and everything, blink of the eye, and it's all done. See, your effectiveness, your ability to ascertain and comprehend would not be there. It would be like a huge short circuit. It would collapse. And this is why we choose, collectively, things to experience. We create things because we can't stop creating, because it's part of us. It's a natural state of being. So we create all the time. We're like on hyper-creation. Little things, small things, things that we don't even pay attention to, and then some larger things, impactful things. But we're doing it all the time. Now, most of us don't take space to say, oh, now I'm aware I'm doing it all the time. I've got to be manifesting, creating all the time, because then I wouldn't have a life if I didn't. That's true, because we create our lives. Nobody creates our lives for us. We do it ourselves. Now, most of the time, we are not consciously aware of doing that. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. We just do it. Just create all the time. Now, eventually, we get to the point where we're aware that we're creating, and we can direct it. We know that coming from ego mind is a lot of suffering, pain, disappointment. Coming from heart mind, it's a breeze. It's a complete cinch. It's through heart mind to the universe. Why is that? Well, in ego mind, your confidence, your faith, and trust in yourself and this universe is not great. It's compromised across the board. Why is it compromised? Because of your training. But with heart mind, you realize and you comprehend the fact that this is a cinch. It feels completely at ease and natural. Plus your perception and perspective of what it is you do want or desire is a lot different than when you're in ego mind. Okay? you're at ease, like in these meditations. You're not conflicted. You don't feel strained or stretched or taxed. You feel at ease. You feel totally free. Now, in ego mind, you don't feel at ease and totally free. This is where we're moving into heart-mindedness, so that we have the ability to be master manifestors 24/7. And then see the planet, we collectively say, okay, let's get things in shape, ship shape and order, cleaned, period. And that's what's taking effect on this planet. You'll notice something, that more and more people have realized on this planet that they have the power to divert storm systems. Okay? Have you seen, in North America, have you seen massed or devastating, destructive storms? No. People, there are those they're starting to comprehend they have the power to, wherever attention goes, energy flows. And we're all part of this ocean of energy. We're highly conscious beings that we can direct the energy in different forms and ways to shift things. And slowly but surely, we're embracing the fact that we can do that. It's not ego mind, look at me. It's a natural state of being. Okay? And then eventually, once that takes hold through heart-mindedness, we begin to realize that there's many things that we can implement that take effect across the entire planet. This is, how would I put it? This is our true reality, that we gods are omnipotently powerful, supreme, manifesting, abundant beings that never die. We use these bodies to experience organic material life. We create the life while we're in these bodies, so to speak. We create the lives that we all are experiencing. All of us create our lives. There's no way that we don't. It isn't even debatable. Now, most of us don't spend any time contemplating or in silence reviewing the fact that we create our lives. And it isn't scary. A lot of people don't care to go there because they're afraid they might find something. Again, that's ego in. But we will continue to advance, so to speak, self-awareness, becoming more and more self-aware of who and what we are. And we'll exercise our abilities as gods in these bodies. While we're in these bodies, we will discover that we can direct massive amounts of energy, right? We can manifest anything we choose through heart-mindedness. So it wouldn't be something that would be destructive or bad or hurtful or negative. It would be the positive aspects. Like you might want to see a desert turn into a lush tropical avenue or existence with trees and all kinds of stuff. And so it is. See, it's like a canvas, a tapestry for us gods in these bodies that we can, just like artists, we can decorate this planet however we choose. See what I mean? In good, in a really clear awareness of deep eternal love, tranquility, peace, and benevolence, that we can shift anything. This is all energy. This planet is made up of all pure energy. It's just the energy takes on different forms. It's just like us. We come into these bodies, and so we are energy, and we take this form on, and we interact with this form. And this form is energy. And so all of it is designed for us to interact and discover. And the more that we discover, it is quite positive that we've been in the ego mind for so long because we know it. And really for the first time as a civilization, many of us are looking at it outside for a change, not inside. And so we view the ego mind from a different perspective, and it assists us in spending more time in heart mind, which then gives us the opportunity to master ego mind so it is our servant through heart-mindedness. And then eventually, as I have said, it will dissipate, take a back seat, and finally it will find peace within, and then it will no longer be needed. We're evolving right before our eyes. And it doesn't, it's not like we've got billions of people evolving. We have, let's just say that we have those evolving because they've chosen to evolve. And it's kind of like you get a taste of a higher frequency. And it feels really good, and it's very high frequency. You're not normally used to it because you're used to the ego mind frequencies. But this one is very drawing, it's very pulling, because it's so wonderful and feels so good that obviously we're drawn to it. And we desire more of it because of how we feel. So we practice it more. And we look into things and we start connecting the dots. And then we realize that, oh, wait a minute, this feels, this heart mind feels natural. It feels like old home week, right? Natural state of being. And once you get a taste of it, and then you look at the ego mind, you go, ego mind doesn't feel right. Heart mind, now that I've spent more time with it, feels right. It feels like it's where I should be. And this is how the transition takes place. More and more we gravitate towards heart-mindedness, away from ego mind. We begin to master ego mind. We begin to master our thoughts. Our connection with the universe is super strong because we are the universe. The universe is us. And the universe is always there, always has our back, and is always assisting. It will direct and send things in to assist us. It knows better than we do, by far. There really is no, the universe doesn't know me or anything. It knows you better than you do. And this is why through heart-mindedness, you can manifest whatever it is you want. And the universe brings it to you. This is how we operate. Really, in the true sense. Not in a situation where we are constantly being pulled and tugged and stretched in ego mind. And it's good because we've been able to view the difference between the two. What are they? Well, heart mind is deep eternal love for yourself and everything. What's ego mind? Ego mind is gimme, gimme, gimme. That's ego mind. Gimme, gimme, gimme. And we've been trained expertly in ego mind. So that's why the majority of us, lifetime after lifetime, come into the body, are seduced by ego mind, stay in ego mind. Ego mind is our master, and out we go all the way through life, and then we exit. And then we come back, we do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again. You don't evolve that way. You stay in a cycle. You're kept in that cycle. You don't expand. You really don't expand. You don't grow. You don't flourish. You stay in that cycle. This is why we repeat things so much. This is why we go through, each lifetime we're repeating things. We don't know it because we don't have the memory. Right? That'll end once full spiritual evolution takes place. But you can see when you do something that's out of ego mind, in some cases it doesn't feel comfortable because to you it's brand new. Brand new. It's like you get something, right? Say it's an article of clothing and it's brand new and you haven't broken it in with your body. And so you try it on and you go, it's kind of, it doesn't fit right there and it's a little tight here. But then as you wear it, it takes on the form of your body. It starts to feel comfortable. And it gets to the point where it's your favorite item to wear. It's the same with heart-mindedness. You get to it, not getting used to it like ego mind. It's more like every single moment is a celebration. Every single moment is a celebration of heart-mindedness, of the evolution of spirit, of great advancement, flourishing, thriving, expanding, growing, celebrating. It's every split second. That's why when you do touch into heart-mindedness, you feel at the center of your chest a lightness, or just a wonderful lightness. And you say to yourself, "Well, boy, that'd be nice it'd be nice when I have that all the time." And you say, "Well, that's your transition into a higher self, into a spiritual evolution." See, heart-mindedness. If this entire civilization was heart-minded, truly, true sense of the word, you would see the feeling, the experience on this planet would be out of sight. Bliss and joy and happiness, goodness would prevail. It would be everywhere. It'd saturate everything. And you would be beyond cloud nine because you would be feeling this all the time, which is feeling what you really are within that body. So you're feeling the God all the time. Not just brief moments, but all the time. And so what we do is we begin to loosen our grip. We loosen our control. We surrender. We let go. And we begin to ever so softly move into heart-mind. We're no longer gripping on like it's our lives at stake. We're loosening our grip. We're letting go. And then we realize that now is all we come across this more and more. Now is all we have. We don't have anything else. And it's true, too. When you have a conversation with yourself and you go, the only thing I really truly have is this very moment I'm in, the now. Moment to moment. You see, in the mind, in the now, is where peace resides. In the now. Peace resides in the now. So you move into the now, and where's the mind at? The mind is in yesterday and tomorrow, always. Always. It never strays from there. That's its home, yesterday and tomorrow. Where are you at? You're in the now. You're in the moment. Two different existences, completely different. You step in to the world of now, you'll know immediately, wow, I don't really care to go back into ego mind. Yesterday and tomorrow. Where does the stress come for all of us? Yesterday and tomorrow. Where does the suffering come from? Yesterday and tomorrow. Does it come from when we're in heart-minded? No, that doesn't exist there. The ego mind doesn't exist there. It's not a make-believe place. And so as we differentiate between the two, we're not judging. We just, we make a comparison and say, where would I rather be? Heart mind, not ego mind. I know, I witness ego mind on this planet all the time. Pain, suffering, disappointment, greed, manipulation, that's all ego mind. So we choose to train ourselves in the opposite direction of ego mind. It's the opposite. The now is the opposite. Heart, mind, now, in the moment, moment to moment, living our lives, knowing that that's all we have. Celebrating every now moment as long as we're in these bodies is what? Peace. The stress pours off of you. And anxiety, the fears, the worries, all stay in the ego mind realm, the yesterday and tomorrow. And most people, I can guarantee you right now, most people in this very now moment on this planet are heavily steeped in ego mind yesterday and tomorrow. And that's why I always talk about this is all about you. It's about you discovering for yourself the difference between those two realms, heart mind, ego mind. We know we're I wouldn't say we're nowhere near rookies in ego mind. We know what yesterday, tomorrow. We know what worrying about yet tomorrow is. We know worrying about yesterday. We know being stressing. All of that in ego mind, because most of our time has been spent there. Then we start to get a taste of the other realm, heart mind, which is our natural state of being. And this is why more and more of us are choosing to go there and increase our vibrational frequency to a higher and higher and higher level. And when we do that, we're in peace. We're not discombobulated and worried and stressed and fearful about whatever, and then continually get stuck in that realm by creating whatever it is we're focusing on. And that's exactly what happens. We create, we focus, and we create what we focus on. Where attention goes, energy flows. Proven over and over again, thousands of times in quantum physics, as I've shared. So when you know that without a shadow of a doubt, you will then know that, okay, my natural state of being is heart, mind, in the moment, in the very moment I'm in. I celebrate the moment. I am in deep gratitude of the now. The now is all I have. You will remind yourself constantly about the now, because the ego mind would love to have you back in ego mind. And you go, no, that I've already gone through that several times, the suffering, the disappointments, all of it. And I'm done with it. I've learned, I'm grateful. Now I am focusing on heart mind. And that's what we do in these meditations. In the quiet time of these meditations, you focus whatever I give out a bunch of information all over the place. And then whatever harmonizes with you, you focus on. Or you just decide to be in the quiet time. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return and close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. Through inner peace, outer power is generated. With inner freedom, boundless love is created. Meditate on pure consciousness. Feel the inner peace and the outer power. You will discover your divinity. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, the following morning. We'll return here Wednesday, October 8, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call, and after 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call. We're going to talk about the EBS and where we're at and what's getting ready to take place here in this country and how things have been set up. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening outside you or within you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.